Good morning, everyone. Today it's Wake Up Well for Sunday, the 25th of July. My name's Simon Ennis, for those of you that don't know me. And the title for this morning's talk is Righteousness in an Age of Moral Relativism. I can't even say it. And the theme is from the Sermon on the Mount, Blessed are the pure of heart. So yeah, that's a title that's caused me some thought. And it reminded me of going way back to when I was a teenager, and we used to stand around for hours before we went home on street corners talking. And if there was something that we didn't understand or we didn't agree with, we would turn around and say, "Oh well, it's all relative, isn't it?" And that's carried on, hasn't it, over the years, many years, to the fact that, we can develop our own version of the truth, and people say it's acceptable, and we apply that to all sorts of things. And one of the most recent things is like when people sort of say, "Oh no, that's fake news. I don't believe that news report," or something along those lines. And you can log into a Wikipedia and create your own version of whatever you want to create, and people will treat it with a certain amount of respect. The truth is that we've all had different life experiences. We've all come from different cultures, different backgrounds, and it reminded me of a song by the Manic Street Preachers, "Tell me your truth and I'll show you mine, or I'll tell you mine." And it's a thing, but how does that apply to us as Christians? So today's passage is Galatians 6, verses 7 to 10, and I'm reading from the Message version. "Don't be misled. No one makes a fool of God. What a person plants, he will harvest. The person who plants selfishness, ignoring the needs of others, ignoring God, harvests a crop of weeds. All he'll have to show for his life is weeds. But the one who plants in response to God, letting God's Spirit do the growth work in him, harvests a crop of real life, eternal life. So let's not allow ourselves to get fatigued doing good. At the right time, we will harvest a good crop if we don't give up or quit. Right now, therefore, every time we get the chance, let us work for the benefit of all, starting with the people closest to us in the community of faith." Okay, so who was Paul? Paul was an apostle. He wasn't a disciple, but he did know Jesus. He was, the disciples thought, how could you possibly say that you know Jesus? We've got our version of truth. We follow Jesus. You are an also ran. You've come late. We don't even know if we trust you because you used to persecute Christians. But he was probably around at the same time as Jesus was crucified, because he was a Pharisee. He was in Jerusalem, and he probably came face to face with Jesus once or twice. And he probably voted for Jesus to be crucified, as I said. So he didn't come face to face with Jesus until the road, in a good way, until he was on the road to Damascus. And Paul knew at that encounter that he was unrighteous. He had his version of truth, Judaism, and he could speak from experience about how his ambitions were not God-centered. His righteousness or right standing had to come from his relationship with Jesus. And he was somebody that probably voted for Jesus to be crucified, but yet he was transformed by the love of God, by the love of Jesus, and of fellow believers. And so he's saying to the Galatians, he's saying, like, guys, get a grip, get to know God, focus on what Jesus did, what Jesus is doing, and what Jesus wants to do. And that is do good, bless your neighbours, your friends, and also, especially those in the church. Let's bless one another. And there's that verse, isn't there, in John? I'm saying John because we've just done John in our small group. They'll know who we are by our love. So let's do good, and that is our version, one of our versions of love, our love language, doing good for each other. And in doing that, we'll show that we have a pure heart. So, bless you. And let's love one another. Have a good day.